You might be watching all of these content creators telling you get this amount of fragrances, buy this fragrance, buy that fragrance. If you only want one, I got 10 really good ones for you. Got a good combination, affordable designers, high-end designers, couple niche, got a clone in here as well. Before we get into the list, there are a couple rules you should follow if you're only going to buy one fragrance. Number one, it should be extremely versatile. You can wear it casually, formally, daytime, nighttime. It can work well in high heat. It can work well in cold weather. It needs to be extremely versatile. Number two, the bottle that you buy should be at least 50 milliliters or 1.7 flow ounces. If you buy a bottle smaller than that, you're going to run through it really quickly.
Probably not a good time right now.
It should be readily available in different locations, whether it be online discounters, big box stores, rack stores. And number four, they should perform fairly well. It doesn't have to be a beast projector, but it should have good longevity. It should be able to last at least a third, if not half of your day. This list is kind of in order from most affordable to most expensive. So let's start. This one right here, a cheapy classic in the community. I think you could rock it every time of the year and it's really affordable. I'm surprised it's still this affordable. Salvatore Ferragamo F Black. This was hyped to death in the 2010s and very early 2020. Kind of died down in hype, but it's still a solid fragrance. On Joma Shop, you can find it for about $28. In your rack stores, you could find it for a similar price, sometimes a little bit cheaper. Don't get this little dinky 30 ml bottle though. This is just something I bought when I was starting a collection. And even though the dent isn't that big, it is very, very versatile. Got lavender, black pepper, coriander, tonka bean, labdanum. It is powdery, a little bit fresh, spicy, has a clean finish to it. Projects pretty loud for the first couple hours and it does last a good amount of time. This one does lean more formal than it does casual, so if you dress up on a regular basis, this is a solid signature scent, especially if you don't want to break the bank. And a lot of people in the past compared this to La Nuit de l'Homme from Yves Saint Laurent. I really don't get that comparison. There might be a little bit of similarities, but in my opinion, there's a lot more differences than similarities. Second one on the list is from a very underrated brand. No one really talks about them, and on discounters you could find them for a fantastic price. They come in 4.2 flow ounce bottles or 125 milliliters. This is from El Ganso. This one in particular is Bravo Monsieur. I actually gifted this bottle to my dad. When I gifted him the bottle, it was about here. This down is all him, and he did buy a new bottle. When I bought it at Burlington's, which you can find it once in a while, it's not that common there. You can find it for about $30. I found it for $30. Last time I checked the online discounters, it was out of stock, so just be aware of that. Wait till it comes back in stock on discounters. But even for full retail, it is quite affordable for a designer. Cardamom, violet, little bit of a fruitiness from pomelo, papyrus, lavender, sandalwood, cashmere wood. This again is also very powdery, but in a different way compared to F Black. The woods in here are really, really smooth and creamy. Just a very slight touch of sweetness. It is very aromatic as well. It is in the vein of Santal 33, stripped down without all the funkiness that Santal 33 could come across with. Some people think that,
Do you speak any English?
Some people get a pickle smell off of Santal 33. I don't. If you do like Santal 33, but you want a more wearable version, this is it right here. If you can try to sample these fragrances, try it before you buy. With the cheaper ones in particular, it's really hard to get a sample of them because they already are so affordable. So just be aware of that. If you do want to buy a cheap fragrance, you're more likely going to have to blind buy. This next fragrance is the clone in the video. This is from Lattafa. This is Vintage Radio. Online, you could find this for about $30. I paid $35, so you could find it cheaper now. This is supposed to be similar to Initio's Paragon, which I have not smelled. As a standalone fragrance though, this is actually quite unique. Plum, lavender, sage, Palo Santo, sandalwood. Plum in here is very mouth-watering. It is very, very juicy, but it is balanced out with some of those woody accords. It is a smoother finish. Again, this is not very spicy wood. This is creamy wood, smooth woods. Aromatic and a little bit powdery with the finish too. It just happened to be the first few fragrances are powdery, but they're powdery in their own ways. They don't smell similar to one another. Now, despite some of the notes that I brought up, you might be thinking this leans a little bit more cooler weather, but the way that this is constructed, it is subtle enough to be worn in higher heat, just be easy on the trigger in the dead of summer, but you could actually wear this year round in my opinion. It doesn't really project as loud as you might think it would, but the longevity is there, and if you do spray a little heavier on the trigger, you will get louder projection.
Damn, I forgot I was like the film with the damn light in my eye. It sucks.
I'm legally blind, I can see, barely.
So this next fragrance, for whatever reason, I couldn't find it. I know I have it somewhere, but I do want to bring it up in this video. Burberry Touch for Men, although it was released in the year 2000, so it's 26 years old now, it is actually still relatively modern to this day. You can find it at rack stores, you can find it online discounters really easily. Around that $30-ish range on discounters. I think a little about like $35, but when you find it in rack stores, it's more like $50 for the 100 milliliter bottle. They do sell smaller bottles too, so be aware of that. They do have a 50 mil, they do have a 30 mil. If you only buy one fragrance, so like I said, 30 mils is just not enough. Got some violet leaf in here, artemisia, pepper, cedar, nutmeg, musk. Some people might think it's old school. I don't find it old school. I find it timeless and actually quite contemporary, even in the world of fragrances today. It is pretty powdery. I believe this is the last powdery fragrance in the list. There's loads of fresh spices. It does come across very fresh, spicy. With that musk, it does come across very inviting, compliment getting. I have gotten some compliments with this fragrance. Even though this fragrance is 26 years old, the performance on the newer bottles is still pretty solid. Again, this is one where it has good longevity, but the push is subtle enough to where if you wear it in the dead summer, it won't be as cloying. Just go easy on the trigger again. And surprisingly, nothing really smells like it aside from Burberry. That sounds stupid.
On today's episode of What the Chuck Did You Say? What?
And I'm getting blind. My God, this light is killing my eyes. Oh, someone help me, please. I'm gonna get blind.
Oh shit, here we go again.
It is relatively unique smelling. Nothing in the market really smells like Burberry Touch. Damn. This shit hurts my eyes.
He needs some milk.
Alright, this next one is also a little bit of a cult classic in the fragrance community. Abercrombie Fitch. This one is First Instinct Extreme in that $30-ish range on Joma Shop. And you can also find this fragrance at the rack stores. I believe I bought this from a Ross or a TJ Maxx, I forget. But yeah, $30 wherever you find it normally. Starfruit, pepper, violet leaf, cardamom, saffron, musk, little bit of a milk from coconut, slight suede finish, and a little bit of cashmere wood. Out of all the fragrances so far, this one is the most youthful. This is very playful, very easy to understand. And this also does lean more casual than it does formal. But for younger people, you could wear this whenever. Okay, so those were the more affordable signature scents, your one-all be-all fragrances. These next 5 are a little bit more expensive. We're gonna kind of ease our way into the higher prices. This one is one of, if not the most popular niche scent, at least on the online community, not just because of the price, but also because of how much juice you get. Damn, what the hell's wrong with me?
Stop it. Get some help.
This next fragrance has a big following to it. It's been recommended by tons of reviewers and online people. It's still found at a great price. Mancera said that boy share. This, in my opinion, is the best first niche fragrance for anybody to buy. I just do want to give a quick mention. So these older style Mancera bottles have this little screw top, and the atomizers suck. But that smell is fan-freaking-tastic. Oh my God! Damn, I almost broke some bottles.
Ah, mother.
You is blind.
I'm not blind, you blind.
That is what I just said.
Oh my God! I almost dropped another. Jesus Christ! What is wrong with me?
Stop it.
So this is a newer Mancera bottle that I have. This is Choco Violet. I just want to show you the difference. The newer bottles have a magnetic cap. That's the magnet. Quite a strong magnet too. And then the atomizer on the newer ones is pressurized.
Nice.
Damn, that shit went in my nose.
I have no
Take
idea.
a ride on that hitter. Boom! Oh my God! Oliveira goes down! Holy shit!
Today's not a good day right now. Holy hell. Anyways, back to this scent. Got some fruity notes, cedar wood, a little bit of musk, a little bit of a leathery finish too. This is Mancera's Creed Aventus. They are in a similar style. They do the same thing, but they are their own fragrance. They do smell quite different from one another. They just have a little bit of similarities. Despite being 15 years old, good longevity to this day. Maybe not the loudest projection, but this gets you really solid longevity. This one also does have a high compliment factor like Aventus. This has also got me a lot of compliments. If you want one fragrance and you want it to be niche, just get this. The next fragrance I'm going to mention, I also don't own anymore. I also gifted this one off, but to a good friend of mine. Dior Homme 2020. Not talking about the original Irish Dior Homme, I'm talking about the Isoe Super Woody Dior Homme. On Joma Shop, you can find it for about $110, so we are going higher in price. This is going to be in the slightly more expensive category. Pink pepper, elemi, cedar, cashmere wood, Isoe Super, musk. Again, like I mentioned, very woody. It comes across a little fuzzy and soft, which can be inviting, but it also does have a serious tone to it. So it's a balance of soft and serious. You could wear it whenever. When I had the bottle, I wore it for work, and even at work, I got tons of compliments with the fragrance. What the hell is going on with me?
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
When I had the bottle, I would wear it to my jobs, and it did get me quite a few compliments throughout my university days. It is quite modern, and relative to other fragrances out in the market, it smells kind of like its own thing. Again, it is kind of more based on Isoe Super and cashmere, but it's not redundant to a lot of other things besides other fragrances in its line. And also outstanding longevity, pretty good projection too, so in the dead of summer, go easy on the trigger. Number 8, this is more for the gentleman out there or someone that wants to smell a lot more put together and a lot more classy. Platinum Egoiste by Chanel. This is a traditional aromatic fougere with a little bit of a cool finish. Lavender, rosemary, petitgrain, geranium, clary sage, oak moss, vetiver, cedarwood. This is just really green and clean with a little bit of depth in the base. Right now, this is my work scent, which is why something's wrong with me today. My God.
Damn!
This is my current work scent, which is why the dent isn't as big, but it just gets the job done really. I can't speak either. What is wrong with me today?
Remove this cracker from my show!
This just does the job well. It smells like shaving cream. I've said that in the past. This one, because it's an eau de toilette, it's quite volatile for the first hour or so. The longevity isn't the best, but the projection is really good. And this one you will have to buy at your big box retailers. Again, Chanel is not found on discounters. Retail on this, I believe, is $142. Number 9 is maybe not the most unique fragrance, but what it does extremely freaking well. Zahara Signature Royale X. I bought this right when it came out in 2022. That's how much juice I got left. This is one of the original batches. Even though it's supposed to be a very sensual musk fragrance, it's very versatile, very easy to wear, and has pretty good projection and pretty good longevity throughout the year. Citruses, lavender, juniper. I'm a big juniper fan. Pimento seeds, musk, and sandalwood. This kind of has a fresh out of the shower feel, but in the most seductive way possible. This one also got me a bunch of compliments when I wore it. There's a reason why there's not a lot of juice left in this bottle. Cherishing the little bit that I have. Still readily available on Zaharo's website. The only con though is that this is a 60 milliliter bottle or 2 flow ounces. This is the only size that they sell for this particular fragrance. They do have samples. I believe it's like a 3 milliliter sample online. Hopefully under 10 bucks. I don't know. I'll put a screenshot on the video right now. Try it before you buy it, but trust me, if you do try this, you're probably gonna want to buy it. All right, so this last one is my signature scent, so I'm a little bit biased. Tom Ford Oud Mineral. Fantastic fragrance right here. On discounters, you could find it around that $165 range. That's how much it is on Joma Shop. I don't know about other discounters. Marine notes, seaweed, salt, little rubbery oud, pink pepper, touch of balsam fir, and musk. Out of all the fragrances in this list, in my opinion, this is the boldest because it takes a simple DNA and just makes it extremely dark and interesting. This one you could find on big box retailers too, so definitely try before you buy. This is not for the faint of heart. Even though this is an aquatic fragrance, because of the depth of the fragrance in the summertime, just go a little bit easier on the trigger. This has the performance to last in the wintertime. Yeah, I can't deny this is my thing. This is too good. It's just too good. There's a bunch of other fragrances that could be a one and done fragrance too that I could have put on this list. I just wanted something a little bit different. So hopefully you liked that video. Thank you for taking your time out of your day to watch it. Give a like if you appreciate the video. Comment down below what is your favorite fragrance to recommend to people if they only want one fragrance in their collection. Subscribe to my channel for future content, and I will see you soon.